Welcome to the tour of the Playtime Company Toy Factory, where your toys come to life and hold more than one secret that I'm gonna tell you about. Get ready for some fun by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and turning on notifications, or you might end up as Huggy Wuggy's favorite toy. Here you have the 25 secrets of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. Chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime is titled A Tight Squeeze, a reference to the toy Huggy Wuggy, who loves to give hugs. In fact, he has his own song where he'll squeeze you until you pop.
Squeeze you until you pop.
Does the player have feelings? While Huggy Wuggy is chasing you through the ducts, you might notice he shakes with fear when the monster is near. Watch how the grab pack moves when Huggy passes by. Actually, it's trembling due to a small earthquake caused by Huggy Wuggy entering the ventilation ducts. So, no, the player doesn't have feelings. This secret will make you lose your head. There's a hidden room within the game's files that's impossible to access normally. It's the doll assembly area, containing mostly doll heads ready to be inserted onto their bodies. This room appears during the Playtime Company introduction video at the beginning of the chapter. When you activate the Make a Friend machine in the factory, you'll see its upper dials move. The most intriguing part, they will follow you as you move like eyes. I don't think this machine has a life of its own, but it certainly would pass as an animatronic. There's been a lot of rumors about Huggy Wuggy's eyes. In the title screen, you can see this character up close, and in his toy eyes, some players have spotted what appears to be human eyes with pupils. Actually, it's the reflection of the platform on the ground, which is circular, and reflected in the eye looking like a human pupil. Mystery solved. In one of the hallways, you can read a sign that says stairway, referring to the room with the stairs. Some prankster has added graffiti just below it saying to hell, forming the phrase Stairway to Hell, a reference to the album Stairway to Hell by the American rock band Ugly Kid Joe. The first encounter with Huggy Wuggy is quite surprising, as he appears from behind a huge door just when you're happily leaving the Make a Friend room. If he catches you, the game ends. But to avoid unexpectedness, a small trick was made. The protagonist will be invincible until Huggy Wuggy exits the hallway. This gives you time to react and escape before he kills you. Just in the pipeline area, before reaching the room where the Poppy doll is locked, there is a hidden lemon on one of the background walkways. It can't be reached normally, but by modifying the game, the player can interact with the lemon and hear the following audio.
Limon, limon, limon.
This Easter egg seems to be like a joke from the developers, as the lemon is also hidden in other chapters of the game. Every time you die in the game, a random message appears on the screen. At first, it might not make too much sense, but if you gather most of the text together, you'll discover they are encouraging messages to not lose hope and obviously life. There is a theory that someone is controlling your actions, and as they need you alive, each time you die, they send you a message encouraging you not to give up. Speaking of the game over messages, there is one in particular that is quite strange. This one here. Some players have deciphered it, discovering what it actually says. Stay, they need help, get up. Possibly referring to the toys and employees of the factory who got trapped after what happened in the Hour of Joy. At the end of the chapter, Huggy Wuggy suffers a small accident and falls into the void. If you pay attention to his unfortunate fall, you'll see that the toy hits the pipes twice, leaving a terrible blood trail. This scene reveals that Huggy Wuggy is actually a living being and not an animatronic like those in Five Nights at Freddy's, which is quite creepy. The Poppy Playtime trailer hides a hidden message in the background. If you look closely, you can read the following. Experiment 1006, the prototype. He seems serviceable as the prime example for the type of vessel which we are trying to create. Despite his digestive tract being wired properly, the prototype finds no necessity for sustenance, unlike the others. All other experiments can only survive while subsisting on much larger portions. So from this information, it can be concluded that Experiment 1006 kills its victims for pleasure and not because it needs food. At the beginning of the game, you receive a mysterious letter along with a tape and a drawing of a poppy. The interesting thing here is that the message has a spelling mistake. The word disappeared has an extra S and is missing a P, while the apostrophe in we are is misplaced. This seems intentional, indicating that this letter was written by someone small, perhaps a child, or something even worse. In the maintenance tape, you can see the developers explaining how to care for the Poppy doll. After cleaning her shoes and brushing her, the video takes a dark turn when they remove Poppy's voice box from her back. The strangest part is that this doll is something more, as the extraction of her voice box leaves her stained with blood, and her eyes move in the dark as if they were from a real person. Kissy Missy is the pink version of Huggy Wuggy, more adorable due to her colors but equally terrifying. This character doesn't appear in Chapter 1, but you can see a poster of her on the wall. In fact, her name was a mystery until the creators mentioned it in an interview. Before, this creature was known as Lovey-Dovey. Poppy is the doll that appears locked in a box at the end of the game, but before the game was released, Poppy Playtime was this: a corn cob with a face. It turns out Playtime Poppy is the mascot of a popular children's theater located in Iowa. So, don't confuse Poppy Playtime with Playtime Poppy, because they are very different things. Have you ever felt like someone is watching you? Throughout the adventure, there will be certain moments when, if you pay attention, you'll discover that Huggy Wuggy is observing you. It happens very quickly, so you need to be very sharp to catch it. At the end of the chapter, it's revealed that Poppy has been asleep all this time inside a box, and the cause is no other than the creature called Catnap. It seems Catnap wanted to prevent the doll from interfering in his affairs and locked her up to avoid being harmed by other toys. The name Poppy, of course, refers to the poppy flowers, which, if you didn't know, have natural properties used to induce sleep. Therefore, it's believed that the red gas emitted by Catnap to put his victims to sleep is made from these plants. Alongside the release of Chapter 1, a website was created that allows you to view the images from Playtime Company's camera room in real time, reminiscent of Five Nights at Freddy's. You could visit most of the factory rooms to check everything was in order. Some players noticed that one day, a Cat Bee toy appeared destroyed on the floor, only to disappear a few days later, leaving a blood trail behind. When the first teaser trailer for the second chapter of Poppy Playtime was released, many internet users began searching for possible clues. Throughout the video, you can hear the song Itsy Bitsy Spider, a children's song that narrates how a spider falls and slips in the rain, but when the sun comes out, everything dries up and it can climb again. If you've played Chapter 2, you surely know what it refers to. Although Playtime Company is marketed as an innovative and pioneering technology company, it needs to improve a lot in terms of working conditions. One of the posters on the factory walls reads that it's important to take breaks, but in small print it warns that they shouldn't be longer than 10 minutes. It also warns workers not to stay past 8 and not to waste company time. This passive-aggressive attitude towards its employees suggests that Playtime Company doesn't treat them well and has darker intentions than it initially appears. Besides Huggy Wuggy, other Playtime Company toys appear in Chapter 1. Kissy Missy. She was made in 1985, 1 year after Huggy Wuggy was created. It is speculated that Playtime Company made her due to Huggy Wuggy's success among children. Braun the Brontosaurus, created in 1961, and you can see him during the trailer stained with blood. Candy Cat, a cat-like toy created in 1979, whose main function is to eat the candy given to him by children. Cat Bee, which is basically a fusion of a cat and a bee, like the Rabbit, a mix between a rabbit and a bee, but more adorable. Boogiebot, the Playtime Company's version of Wall-E, who loves to dance and was created in 1993. And finally, the famous Poppy Playtime doll. Within the game's files, you can find some very random things. Below the main hallway, you can find 3 scrawled paintings by someone. They are presumably employees of Playtime Company who seem to be hated by something or someone. There is also a large room that appears to be an office and a bathroom with colored doors. The interesting part here is that the door colors match the security room code, suggesting that before using the train as a clue for the grab pack room's code, this had to be considered. Mob Entertainment is the studio behind Poppy Playtime, and after the Chapter 1's release, they uploaded a rather controversial video on YouTube. If players wanted to discover new lore clues, they had to buy 6 NFTs for $15 each to unlock a 7th. Many players interpreted this as Mob Entertainment asking for money in exchange for clues about the next chapter, which greatly angered the community, forcing Mob Entertainment to backtrack and delete the video, and tweets explaining how to buy the NFTs. Everyone can do what they want with their money, and the YouTuber Terrico bought the 6 NFTs to uncover what they really hid. It turns out that each image had different letters in audio form.
I, J.
And the 7th NFT revealed the position of each one.
First word, 5 letters.
After solving the puzzle, the hidden phrase was revealed: "Mommy Longlegs is coming." So there you have it. Discovering this phrase costs $90 and a bit of mental effort. There are still many mysteries to solve within Playtime Company, and if you want to discover all its secrets, subscribe to our channel and don't miss the rest of the Poppy Playtime videos. Thanks for watching, see you next time!